begin, as we do all town board meetings, first with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you could please rise. Thank you very much. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'm now going to read. I'm now going. Can you hear that? Yeah. Barely. I'm now going to read a land acknowledgement that was written with the advice and assistance of Copake's Mohican Allyship Committee, a subcommittee of the Conservation Advisory. Its language has been approved unanimously by the town board. In the spirit of healing, growth, and hope, with gratitude and humility, the town of Copake acknowledges that we are living on the unceded homelands of the Mohican or Mohican people, the peoples of the waters that are never still, who are the indigenous peoples of this land. We acknowledge that the Mohican people were subject to genocide, coerced into assimilation, and forcibly removed from their homeland so that settlers and their descendants might live here without them. Today, the Mohican Nation is part of the Stockbridge-Muncie community in Wisconsin, a federally recognized sovereign nation. We pay honor and respect to their ancestors past and present, and to future generations. We celebrate their continuing presence here in their homelands and throughout the Mohican diaspora as we seek through our words and actions to build a more inclusive and equitable space for all. Thank you. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm Richard Wolf, Copake's town supervisor. On behalf of my colleagues on the town board, I'd like to welcome to the special meeting of the Copake Town Board all who are here in person and those who are joining us remotely. The proceedings this evening are being recorded and the video will be posted within 5 days. Let me first introduce my colleagues on the board. To my left is our Deputy Supervisor, Stosh Gansowski. We have an applause meter, so we're going to measure this. To his left is Bob Haight. To my immediate right is Jeffrey Judd. And the youth of the group, last but very not least, is Will Warner. It's a special honor to be presiding at this ceremonial special town board meeting as we gather to mark Copake's very first town meeting on April 4th, 1824, exactly 200 years ago today. Now, we have no photographs of 1824. There were no cameras. But we can picture what Copake looked like then. Our imaginations are fueled by the beautiful scenery that surrounds us here in what we call the land of rural charm. We conjure up images of bucolic countrysides dominated by farms, sparkling creeks and streams, and beautiful vistas. As to its more recent history, aspects of Copake life in the early and mid-20th century can be explored by viewing the photos and accompanying informative texts mounted in the hall outside this room. This permanent town hall historic exhibit was created by town historian Howard Lew, Nick Fritsch, and Vanna Hotel, and has graced town hall since August of 2022. And if you haven't had a chance to look at it and to really spend a little time with it, you really should. So, we're here tonight to kick off a year of honoring and celebrating Copake's history. Bicentennial Committee Chair Kelly Norton, and her dedicated volunteer committee members, who are all around us actually, have put together a menu of celebratory events that will make new history for Copake. You know what? A round of applause for all of them would be, as long as you give me a Throughout this bicentennial year, community pride, already so prevalent among Copake residents, will surely grow as we celebrate Copake's 200th birthday together. So, things really kick into gear tomorrow evening at the Grange Hall on Empire Road, for those of you who may not know, with the premiere of Your Town, a play written and directed by Carl Ritchie, with costumes by Kevin Drake. There will be matinee and evening performances on Saturday, and a final matinee on Sunday afternoon. Anticipation is very high, and all 4 performances, I'm sorry to tell those of you who don't have tickets, are all sold out. I'm pleased to tell you, though, for those of you who do have tickets,
can I just say really quickly?
Go right ahead, Carl.
If there's just a few people that couldn't get tickets, they can come to dress rehearsal at 8 o'clock for free if you want at the Grange. Just
Thanks. Everybody hear that?
Yeah.
Good. Thanks, Carl. Okay. Well, as I was saying, I am pleased to tell you that there is plenty of parking available, which there never used to be, right? Near the Grange was always a problem. It's available in the municipal parking lot on Church Street, and playgoers will be able to walk to the Grange across the brand new pathway. Created by Copake's extraordinary highway superintendent, Phil Gregory. Phil, where are you hiding? Oh, there you stand up, please. Come on. Thank you. Phil Gregory, who together with his staff built this new convenience seemingly overnight. Thank you to you and to the crew. Terrific. Okay, so many more events are planned. There will be a series of 6 presentations and panel discussions at the Roll-Up Cancer Historical Society and at the Grange, touching on various aspects of Copake history and life, and a bicentennial exhibition at the Historical Society throughout the summer. An arts project for youngsters will take place on July 6th, the rail trail. And on the following Saturday, July 13th, in Memorial Park, there will be a gala event, the Come Home to Copake Picnic, for which the Bicentennial Committee has reached out to former Copake residents. They and all attendees will be invited to share memories of their lives here and express what they love about this town. Reminiscences will be preserved in audio recordings taped at our very own story court. And the picnic itself will have food, music, face painting, sack races, a baking contest, and a showcase featuring local artists. And the Copake Fire Department will offer a chicken barbecue, but tickets must be purchased in advance when they first come out. You better grab them. This is a warning: when they go on sale, they'll be gone in minutes. The Bicentennial Grand Finale events will take place on August 2nd. Under the stewardship of...
17th.
what did I say? I'm sorry. Excuse me.
August 17th.
I misspoke. Excuse me. On August 17th. And I was corrected, actually, by she who is organizing the whole thing, and Kelly's been asked my predecessor, Gene Metler. The parade will step off at 3 p.m. That's correct, at least, right? Featuring floats, marching bands, and all kinds of interesting stuff. So be sure to be there. Then, beginning at 5 p.m. that same day, everyone is invited to Catamount for a spectacular party, which will include chairlift rides, food, live music, and the not-to-be-missed fireworks display. So, make sure to... Okay, I didn't see anybody taking notes as I was going through this list of events. So, if you don't already have one, make sure pick up a copy tonight of this, right? Does everybody have one or has access to one? Good. The event schedule. And while you're at it, you may have noticed on the way in, and people will hector you on the way out to get a T-shirt and get a hat commemorating our 200th birthday. So thank you all for that. Next on the agenda is the recognition of some special guests we have here tonight. And let me begin with the elected person who showed up, and that is our Assembly member and real friend of Copake for many, many years, Edie Barrett. Now I'd like to introduce one of the honorary chairs of the Bicentennial Committee, who is here this evening. And that's Flora Bergquist. There's Flora. A lifelong resident of Copake Falls, Flora Bergquist's efforts have had major impact on this town. Some fondly remember as children or as parents the preschool program she ran on Farm Road. Others recall how instrumental she was in acquiring the land that we now know as Copake Memorial Park. The other honorary chairs are Edgar Masters and Angelo Valentino. Each had other commitments this evening, but each has assured me that they will be at most, if not all, of the commitments. Another lifelong town resident, Dana Hotelling, is here tonight. Come on. Dana worked with Flora to acquire the land for the town park. She's a former deputy town clerk, and tax collector, and will be a grand marshal of the Bicentennial Parade. Yes, indeed. I got that right, too. Right? Joining Flora, Edgar, and Angelo as grand marshals to lead the parade. Speaking of, is Jeffrey here?
Yes.
Jeffrey, he is here. Jeffrey Nickman, former supervisor, is here. Jeffrey, say hello. And my immediate predecessor, the one and only Gene Method. I will not embarrass Bill Gregory again, so. And are either of our town justices here this evening? No, okay. Now, not in the room, but key to this entire event and key to everything that goes on here is she who knows all, Lynn Connolly. Lynn, can you step in? There she comes running. It's really a pleasure to welcome my friend, former town board member, Terry Sullivan. And we're joined here tonight by two presidents. In alphabetical order, because there's no other way to do this. We welcome the presidents of two of the most important institutions cited in Copake and serving the greater Roseanne area. Patricia Placona, president of the and Roberta Roll, the great Okay, now the list gets a little more difficult because some people have come who I wasn't sure were going to make it, and so if I screw this up a little bit, please bear with me. First, we have the supervisor of our neighboring town of Ankrum, Jim MacArthur. And we have the supervisor of another neighboring town right over there, Mike DeBorjak from Hillsdale. We're also graced by the presence of Mr. Michael Tucker, head of the Columbia County Economic Development. And sitting next to him is one of the world's great go-getters, the guy I refer to as the county's housing czar. Nice round.
Tom Shannon, the county historian.
Oh, yeah.
I knew this was going to happen. I was going to get to say something one way or the other. Thanks. Now, question. I didn't see the supervisor of Stuyvesant. Ron? No? He's not. Okay. And Holly's not here, right? Okay. So, Copake Fire Chief John DeRosa, are you here? Well, if he's not here, I want to thank him. Everybody, please tell him that I'm thanking him for that magnificent display out front. Also, want to bring to your attention the esteemed presence of Hugh Russ Davis, Chair of the Board of Directors of the Copake University. And we thank both organizations, obviously, for their extraordinary service. Okay, finally, last, and certainly not least, and this doesn't even count, this is just done so that I can embarrass one person here tonight other than myself, and that is the guy who actually set all this up, makes everything run, and is just a great friend, and that's Bobby Callahan. All right. It is now time for us to hear from, let's begin with the Honorable Dee Barrett. Who's going to offer us something.
Hello, Copake.
Press the button, you can hear better.
There you go. Hello, gentlemen.
Yeah, I know, it's all gentlemen.
There's a lot of gentlemen. Nice to see you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. And you know, it took 200 years, but you know how to throw a party. I can tell already. I'm Assembly Member Dee Barrett. For those of you who don't know me, I've had the great honor of representing the town of Copake for 12 years now. And it's been a pleasure, it's been a joy, it's been an adventure, right? But I'm thrilled to be here for this special event.
Fans interrupt in the whole.
Lynn? Serious strikes again. Go ahead, Dee Dee.
Well, I'm really delighted to be here on this particular day for this event and to share with you a citation from the New York State Assembly. And I will take out my glasses to read it because I need to. So the New York State Assembly is hereby presented this citation to the town of Copake to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the first town meeting. Located on land where native Mohicans lived, fished, and hunted, and which was acquired by Robert Livingston in a 1686 land grant, Copake began its next chapter on April 4th, 1824, after splitting from the town of Granger, which, as we all know, became Taconic, and by holding the very first town meeting. We congratulate you on this milestone and the beginning of Copake's bicentennial celebration. Congratulations to all of you. Have a great year of celebration.
Thank you. We hope you can get something that we like. Next, I'd like to introduce Emma Cohen. Emma is the Director of Strategic Initiatives for our wonderful State Senator, Michelle Vinci, who couldn't be here this evening. Emma, come on up. Thank you.
Alrighty, good afternoon, everyone. Or good evening. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's wonderful to be here with you all. Unfortunately, Senator Hinchy had a prior commitment with some family members, so she's unable to make it, but it gives me the great honor of being present with all of you tonight to kick off a wonderful year of celebrations. And in honor of the town's bicentennial, we have a framed proclamation just to celebrate all of the incredible work that has been done in the community and that I know will continue to be done. I just want to take a moment to read a portion of it. So whereas it is the intent of this legislative body to recognize the important milestones reached by the resilient upstate communities across the region, which contribute to the character, legacy, and rich history of New York State. Attendant to such concern, New York State Senator Michelle Hinchy is proud to commemorate the town of Copake upon the occasion of its 200th anniversary to be held on April 4th, 2024. And whereas Copake, as we know it today, is a growing and thriving community dedicated to commemorating its historical past while also promoting its rich arts culture, centuries-old architecture, and breathtaking scenic views. The Copake Bicentennial Celebration provides an opportunity for all residents to honor Copake's heritage, celebrate the contributions of all those who have called Copake home, past and present, and envision a future guided by the values of community, compassion, and progress. It's an incredible testament to the work that everyone in this room has done, every generation before you, and I know future generations will continue this great community that you all have. So, congratulations.
Thank you. Well, that brings us to the last substantive item on the agenda, which is a proclamation of our own. And the reading will begin with the gentleman to my left, Saj.
Very good, thank you. Whereas the town of Copake was established on March 26, 1824, when the town of Granger was divided, creating Taconic on the western half and Copake on the eastern half. And thereafter, the town of Copake held its first town meeting on April 4th, 1824, and
whereas in the middle 1840s, citizens of the town of Copake played an important role in the anti-rent movement, which helped break the semi-feudal control of farmers and their lands that the Livingston family had held for many generations. And
whereas in 1845, the Copake Iron Works was established and was from 1848 until its closing in 1903, a most important enterprise that helped make Copake Falls a viable and vibrant hamlet. And
whereas until the mid-20th century, the majority of the town's residents were farmers, and farming continues to be essential to Copake's character, economy, such that in 2014, the town of Copake adopted an agricultural and farmland protection plan, which states that the town should focus on the preservation of Copake's character, which emphasizes stunning open scenery and rural retreat. And
whereas in 2011, the town of Copake adopted a comprehensive plan which emphasizes the preservation of Copake's farmland, open space, beautiful vistas, woods and meadows, viewsheds, and natural landscape, and designates the goal of preserving scenic rural landscape as one of the town's primary goals, and notes that this goal embraces the town's motto, Land of Rural Charm. And
whereas the town of Copake's rolling hills and beautiful countrysides featuring mountain hiking trails in the Taconic State Park, quiet country roads, and the largest lake in Columbia County, Copake Lake, have attracted tourists, including bicyclists, joggers, hikers, hunters, skiers, golfers, and second homeowners since the 19th century. And
whereas throughout its history, the town of Copake has distinguished itself as a welcoming community with strong civic engagement, where residents participate in town government and community affairs as well as affairs of the nation, as memorialized by the Copake Memorial Clock. And
whereas the Copake Historic Preservation Committee is implementing a historic markers project by which historic markers will be affixed to structures built within the first 100 years of the town. And
whereas a bicentennial committee has planned celebratory activities, including performances of an original play written and directed by a Copake resident, a Come Back to Copake picnic, panel discussions, historic lectures, a Rojan Historical Society exhibit on the history of Copake, and culminating in a grand finale bicentennial parade and party at Catamount Mountain Resort.
Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that on the occasion of this special meeting of the Copake Town Board, called to commemorate the first town meeting 200 years ago, the Copake Town Board congratulates the town's citizens, and in particular, its dedicated bicentennial committee, as we prepare to celebrate this auspicious occasion, and be it further proclaimed that in honor of the 200th anniversary of the first meeting of the town of Copake, and in recognition of the rich history of this town and its citizens, the Copake Town Board hereby proclaims 2024 to be the bicentennial year of the town of Copake, to be celebrated with events and ceremonies, and that this proclamation shall be hung in the Copake Town Hall to mark the significance of this historic occasion and event. By the way, it's this one. Solemn occasions cannot be taken too seriously. With that note, I wonder, might there be a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Take your time.
All in favor? Adjourn. Happy birthday, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been instructed that we all need to retire and have some cake, which is in the back, and check it out before it gets completely cut up.
Nice party. Congratulations. Nice party, Jim.